Yo, what's going on, boys and girls? My name is SiahZ, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my auto-aim ZANE. Now this build revolves around mostly using Atlas weapons, but we do use one Malion weapon, and that weapon is the Radical. Now this weapon is such a good bossing weapon, and it's so much fun to use, and just has a unique mechanic to when we hit enemies, it'll spawn additional projectiles that'll home back into that target. So this weapon is just so much fun to use, and I was having a blast bossing with it that I had to throw it in this build. And I really wanted to make an Atlas build, so that's why we have mostly Atlas weapons, but like I said, the Radical was just such a fun weapon to use, I had to put it into this build. So I did a lot of testing with a lot of different Atlas weapons, and the one that I found the most fun to use wasn't the OPQ system, actually. Even though I have it in this build, it's mostly just used if we are running low on ammo for our multi-tap, because our multi-tap, when we are buffed up, shoots insanely fast, so we can just drain the ammo out of it pretty quickly. So I just threw the OPQ system in here just to have kind of a backup. If we're running low on ammo, we can swap out and use the OPQ system until we can get our ammo back a little bit. But the multi-tap does so much damage, it shreds enemies in a blink of an eye, that this weapon is, I feel, underrated a lot. I hear a lot of talk more about the OPQ system rather than the multi-tap. And I think the multi-tap pairs really well with ZANE because its unique effect is when we have enemies tagged and we reload, it'll shoot a cryo rocket at the enemies. So even while we're reloading, we have damage uptime, which is insane. And the rockets actually do a pretty good amount of damage. But this weapon, like I said, shreds enemies. It's so much fun to use, paired with the Radical for bossing. These two weapons can basically do all content in the game. Also, like I said, I have the OPQ system in here just in case we're running low on ammo. It's a good alternative to use. And for our fourth weapon, you can pretty much use any favorite Atlas weapon you have, or really any favorite weapon you want to use here for your fourth, but it's through in the rubies, just because it's a good rocket launcher and I have fun using it. And it also can get you second wins as well if you need it, but we rarely ever go down. So for our shield, we're running Revolter just because Revolter, it's just such a good shield. I mean, when we're mobbing for the multi-tap, since we have action skill cryo on here for all of our guns basically, it allows us to get through the shields really quickly, and it also adds even more damage to our Radical, and it just allows us to get through shields insanely fast. And deal a crap ton of damage on top of the damage we're already doing. For our class mod, we are running an Executor. Now I was testing with the Seeing Dead, but the Executor outperforms the Seeing Dead in my eyes. Basically with the Seeing Dead, the only reason why you'd really want to run a Seeing Dead is for the chance to get all of our kill skills up and the 10% increased effect of our kill skills. But since we in our tree we are running, in our trio we are running Seeing Red, we basically always have uptime based on our action skill because we are running Mantis Cannon, so it's kind of pointless to run Seeing Dead. We're only going to get 10% increased effect. I was testing, and the Executor just gives us more damage, has better stats and bonuses it gives us rather than the Seeing Dead. Because when we're hitting crits, we're doing such an insane amount of damage, both with our multi-tap and our Radical, that the Executor outperforms Seeing Red. Now on the Executors, running weapon crit, weapon handling, and pistol damage. Now it'd be good to get the weapon handling out for like Atlas or Maliwan, but I couldn't get that to drop, so this is the best one I got to drop, so we're using this. For a nade, really doesn't matter. I basically just have a bunch of Hunter Seekers for each element. So no matter what type of mob or boss we're going up against, we can throw out for more bonus damage against that boss. And then for our relic, we are actually going to be running a Pearl, just because we're shooting so fast and we are hitting, consistently, that we're always going to have full uptime of our Pearl, which is, an insane amount of damage that we're going to have on top of what we're doing already. And then I also have a Snowdrift in here. And that basically covers it for gear, so let's get into the skill tree. So for our skill tree, this is actually going to be very similar to our Outlaw ZANE, but I'll just kind of go through it really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on here because, like I said, it's very similar to our Outlaw ZANE. I'm not going to go fully in-depth to why we're running each skill, but I'll kind of give a brief summary why we're running each skill. So for Blue Tree, we're running a 5 out of 5 for Violent Speed, just for more movement speed. Pair that with Violent Momentum, we get even more gun damage the quicker we move. We're running 2 out of 5 for Cool Hand, just for a little bit more reload speed. It's nice because, like I said, we are going to be reloading our multi-tap and our Radical, so having more reload speed lets us get pump more damage out quickly. 3 out of 5 for salvation. We really don't need any more points in the salvation. We are doing so much damage that the lifesteal, what we call for 8% of damage dealt, we basically are always going to be at full health. So no need to put any more points into there. 1 out of 1 for seeing red, just for uptime of our kill skills when we use Mantis Cannon. 5 out of 5 for violent speed for more fire rate. Like I said, more fire rate means more damage, and it makes our gun shoot basically at a turret level fire rate. We're only putting 2 into playing dirty, but since our class mod gives us 3, we have 5 out of 5, so 70% chance for extra shots. It's nice, more damage. And then we are maxing out Good Misfortune. Basically, this is how we're going to keep full uptime of our Dome Shield. Basically just going to pop Mantis Cannon whenever it gets kind of low, and this will give us 22% max duration back. And then we are running 1 out of 1 and Death Follows Close, just for, more kill skill effect and bonus and duration and stuff like that, and so it's easier to keep our skills up and they last longer. Now for Orange, we're going to run 5 out of 5 in Synchronicity. Basically, it just gives us more gun damage per active action skill. And then we're going to be running 3 out of 5 in Dotting Brook, just for more gun damage whenever we kill an enemy. Then for Green Tree, we're going to run 5 out of 5 in Adrenaline and 5 out of 5 in Brain Freeze. Now Adrenaline is just going to give us more action skill cooldown rate, which is helpful to get our, Mantis Cannon charges back. And then we're going to run 5 out of 5 in Brain Freeze, just so we have, chances to slow enemies and then fully freeze them whenever we crit, and we're always going to be hitting crits. Also, these other 4 here really don't do anything for us. We don't need more action, not action, but maximum shield capacity. We don't need recharge and delay, we don't need health regen, and we don't need damage resistance, so these 2 are basically the best options we can get, and just to get down the Dome Shield. And now for Purple Tree, we're going to be doing 5 out of 5 minute focus. Basically, these top 2 really don't do anything for us, so more accuracy and handling is nice. So we got 5 out of 5 in there, then 5 out of 5 in Headsman's Hand, just for more critical hit damage, and 5 out of 5 in Commitment for more gun damage and action skill cooldown rate. And then we just go 1 out of 1 in Fugitive, just so we can shoot and sprint at the same time. It's nice. Then we do 5 out of 5 in Domino Effect for more fire rate and reload speed when we crit. We do 3 out of 3 in Eraser for basically it's a board skill, so whenever we hit a crit, we'll do 120% increased damage if we basically can keep critting that same enemy, or if we shoot crit on an enemy and it hits the other enemy, it'll do 120% increased damage. So this is kind of how we get our big chunks on the bigger enemies like a Grave Ward and stuff like that. Now for just to get down to our man Flint, we have to put 1 point in the Sheer Will. Basically just more action skill cooldown rate when scoring a crit, so it's nice. And then our man Flint, basically we get bonus gun damage and we automatically apply our status effect when we aim down sights of our weapons and shoot. That basically covers it for our skill tree, so let's get into our augments here. Now for Purple Tree, we are going to be doing Cold Shooter augment. Basically just transforms our Mantis Cannon into crowd damage, pairs nicely with the build and gives us more crowd damage on our cannon. And then we're going to be running Perfilation. Basically it just, we gain additional charges and deal increased damage based on the number of charges. So we just basically run this just for the increased charges. And then for our shield, we're just going to be running Charge Relay for movement speed and reload speed. And All-Arounder. This is basically going to be our main, augment to basically reflect the bullets and keep us up, as well as Salvation for just healing. And that basically covers it for augments. So that basically covers it for the gear and the skill tree and augments and all that. Like I said, this build is really fun to play with. Multi-tap does a crap ton of damage. I honestly think it's better than the OPQ system, but that's just me. But you guys can test the build out for yourself and get back to me in the comment section and let me know what you think. If the multi-tap's better than the OPQ system, but I personally think so. The Radical is just such a good boss weapon. It does so much damage that it doesn't matter that it's shock. If you're going against armored enemies or anything, you throw on 50% bonus corrosive damage on action skill end, and you just basically shoot the Radical and it'll shred all enemies. It's just such a fun boss weapon. But this build is so much fun to play with. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But if you did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like button. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm, gets my video out there to more people, and just generally tells me that you guys are enjoying this type of content. Also, if you want to see more builds, I do have more build videos on my channel, so go check that out. Also, if you want to get notified when new build videos come out, definitely hit that subscribe button and bell notification to get notified when said new videos come out. And if you guys want to download the Gamesave file, it will be in my Discord, so just join the link in the description. Go to the Borderlands 3 save file section and download it there and test the build out and see how it is, and let me know, like I said, in the comment section below. But that's all I have in store for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video.